Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Libra message. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, just take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So Libra. Oh, interesting. This is a full moon in Libra message, but Leo, what I did this time around was I picked up these cute little drawstring bags. I've then found these zodiac iron-on patches. So every single zodiac sign has a different bag. I intuitively, however I was guided, picked a variety of charms as well as an oracle card for you from the Urban Crow Oracle deck. I did not look at any of them. I did not look into the message for you. I placed them in the bag and I put them outside when we had that full moon in Libra on April 1st, and I allowed them to soak up the energy of that beautiful pink full moon that we had. So now this is your reading. We're going to piece together everything that is here. It is a relationship-based reading, and that could be professional, platonic, or romantic, as Libra is the house of partnerships, marriage, connections, and relations. And again, professional, platonic, or romantic. So in every bag, I put a piece of selenite as well as evil eye glass stone to protect you as well as your message today. The card that we have for you is card number 15, distraction. The bones, if you will, we have playing, friend, contract, and freedom. You then have fear pulls you backwards. Cheer up, take action, get out of difficulty, as well as things are in excess. The letters we have L, S, T, A, F, B, N, X, H. These could be your initials, this person's initials. Maybe you can put the words together, or I should say the letters together, and creates a word or part of a word, maybe like the type of job you have or the type of job that they have. So again, we have L, S, T, A, F, B, N, like Nancy, X, H. Your stone is hope. You then have the cards of harmony, trust, and relaxation. And let's get into your charms. We have the symbol here for Aries. We have a rainbow with sort of like a pot of gold at one end, a red heart, a mirror. So maybe you, I don't want to say you like looking in the mirror, but you like taking good care of yourself, or perhaps this person does. We have a butterfly, so something here is transforming for you. We have a key. We have a seahorse. We have an angel sitting on a crescent moon. We have a cloud. We have a rocking horse. We have a pair of scissors. Again, you could be into grooming. Maybe you're a hairdresser, they're a hairdresser, or something needs to be cut out. We have a glass of wine. It could be any beverage of your choosing, but it would be something that you enjoy. We have a set of blue lips, a comb. Again, a lot of self-grooming here. You have a green heart. You have sunglasses here. You have an airplane. Perhaps this person lives at a distance, or one or both of you maybe have an occupation in travel, particularly the airline industry, or you would like to move forward with something. What is this here? Oh, we have a crab. We have RX. So again, perhaps you're a pharmacist, you're a medical industry. Maybe this person is. We have a purple circle, and then we also have a snowflake. Okay. So I'm going to read to you now from the distraction. We're going to read to you the distraction card here, and then we're going to grab a Moonology card, and we'll dive deep into tarot to get you your message. Card number 15, distraction. Two crows work together to distract a dog. The purpose? To steal something it values, something that provides nourishment. It's food. Someone or a situation may be calling you away from what you need to focus on, and as a result, you may end up losing something of value. Where are you turning your attention? Will it prove beneficial or a waste of time and resources? Distraction appears when your attention is focused on daydreaming or engaging in activities that take you away from doing the work that in the end will actually cause great success. Distraction can be as simple as being lured into binging your favorite show, or focusing on a flight of fancy that will prove to be nothing more than a waste of time. When distraction is pulled in a reading, you may need to consider if the situation you are inquiring about is in fact nothing more than a distraction, something that is taking your attention away from a more valuable opportunity. It may also serve as a warning that a successful conclusion may be at risk due to something drawing your attention away from the goal. Let's get a Moonology card here, please, for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. A Moonology card here for them for this full moon in Libra message. And make sure you check out your other placements. They'll all be up by the end of the week. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Moonology card. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Well, we do have that that charm there, the Aries charm. At the bottom of the deck, a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. That's exactly what we just had. Okay. So tell me more about distraction here for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you. First card out is the Six of Pentacles. That is the moon in Taurus. However, we do have the Libra scales of justice here. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Tower, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Hanged Man. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Cups. That leaves the Three of Wands, the Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, and Five of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Let's begin to clarify. But I do see here, it's like you have a decision point here to make. Something from the past could be trying to draw you back in. It could be a person. It doesn't have to be. It could be a bad habit, like playing games or excessively consuming something. Let's see where we go with this. Clarify these Six of Pentacles. There's something here you're supposed to be working on, but I feel like you can't give it your full attention because something else keeps vying for your attention. So it's like you're giving to this entity, but this entity, I don't see you currently giving to it, or at least the desire here on your part is I don't want to give to this anymore. I really want to give to this, but this is still lingering in your energy. Again, a person, place, thing, a habit within you. So I feel like it's trying to take your attention away from what you are supposed to be working on. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. She's been coming out in almost all of the readings. Temperance and the World card, bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. You've learned this lesson already. You've learned this lesson that when you're supposed to be working on A and dedicated to A, that if, you know, B, C, D, E comes along and distracts you, obviously you can't now pour all of your energy into this because now you're giving to this person or all of these people. So this could be something like, maybe I'm speaking to a Leo and there's something here that you're desiring to learn, okay? We'll just use tarot as a simple, you know, example here. And you've decided this is something you want to self-teach yourself. And so you allocate a certain amount of time every day, you know, 1 hour after work every day. I'm going to sit down with my oracle decks or my tarot cards, and I'm really going to try to be intuitively led to learn how to read these cards. And the phone rings, and you stop what you're doing and you answer the phone. And then you get back to what you're doing, and then there's a friend that wants to, I don't know, play a game with you or something like that, or go somewhere with you. And you stop what you're doing again, and you go back to the friend. These are like all little constant distractions that are stopping you from learning tarot. So there's something like that here at play. Something or someone keeps drawing you back, and you've learned this lesson that I can't continue to give. The Queen of Pentacles in this deck is giving a pentacle. I can't continue to give to whatever it is here that I'm trying to learn or create or establish for myself. I can't do that in a balanced way if I'm continually distracted, and I'm choosing to make the choice to be distracted by the distraction. Like, I feel like you've learned this already, but for some reason you keep giving into whatever this is. Again, this friend, this family member, this lover, this ex. There's something here that keeps taking you off of your path or keeps grabbing your attention. Knight of Pentacles. Actually, I'm going to go right to the Ace of Wands because I feel like this is what you're trying to create for yourself. This is what you're trying to create for yourself. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. And it's time for you to take action on this. It's time for you to say, nope, sorry, I'm going to mute the phone or put it on silence, silent, because when I'm working on this, this is what I'm working on. The Wheel of Fortune. This is the time. This is the time to take action. The Four of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card. Here's your new beginning. Here's your new creative endeavor. Your opportunity to do something different. Learn something new. Engage with maybe even a new romantic partnership. But again, something from the past keeps coming around and taking your eye off the ball. But I have to be honest, you're willingly giving into that past thing. So let's say, again, you're trying to learn something new. And I see playing here, so I'm just going to use gaming as an example. Again, this is you really wanting to learn something, do something, maybe even create some type of financial opportunity through a creative endeavor. But then maybe you have a friend who's a little lonely. They have a little too much freedom. They don't know what to do with it. And they're constantly contacting you like, hey, let's do some gaming. And then you log on and you're on it all night or you're on it all day. And it's like you just lost another day to work on this. This can become a missed opportunity for you. Or there will be a huge delay in you achieving that Ace of Wands. It's very burdensome because you keep being distracted from something in your life. This could be like a Leo where you no longer want to be with this ex. You want a passionate new beginning in love. This person's only playing around with you. They constantly friend zone you. And yet every time you gain your freedom from this person, you're like, I'm not going to have anything to do with them anymore. I'm going to start pouring into myself and eventually I will have a new beginning in love elsewhere. This person somehow is able to like pull you back in. Every time you relax, every time you think, okay, I'm good enough, I can now start working on this, something comes along and pulls you back. And that wine glass, again, doesn't have to be alcohol. I just feel like whomever or whatever this is, it is tempting for you. And maybe with that wine glass, I could be speaking to a Leo where you've decided, I no longer want to spend money or time on some type of addiction. Maybe it's alcohol, I don't know. But you have a friend who thinks you're playing around, or they're not taking this new contract or commitment you've made to yourself seriously, and you go a couple of days being sober, and now they're inviting you out for drinks again, or they're randomly stopping by your house with beverage, and it's like, I was just about to have this new beginning of sobriety, and this person comes in, it's tempting, you know, there's familiarity there with them, with that Six of Cups. You have great memories with them, maybe while drinking, there's lots of laughs, but it keeps pulling you away from the intended goal of sobriety. So again, I don't know what that Ace of Wands is to you. It's different for all of you. Something you want to learn, something you want to engage with, something you want to do, but something from the past keeps tempting you away from it. Keeps tempting you away from this new beginning. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like it's time for you to take action by creating a plan. I often see the Knight of Pentacles as Virgo energy. That is your neighboring sign. So tell me about the Knight of Pentacles here. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords. And we have the Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Death card. So if you want to move forward with this Ace of Wands, because you're at a Y point here, or you will be at a Y point soon, there's a need here for you to go within without any guilt and make the conscious as well as subconscious choice that should this person, place, or thing or temptation come back around again, I am not allowing it to detract me. I've allocated X amount of time every day to learn this, or X amount of time every week to heal myself or to do something nice for myself. Again, whatever that Ace of Wands is for you, go out there and casually date people, hoping to meet the one. But I'm not going to allow the past person, or we'll just call it past temptation, to lure me back in again. And it's almost like a promise here, like a contract you need to make to yourself that should this temptation come back around again, you're a no to it. So I'm just going to put contract here because I feel like this is a contract to you. This is a contract you need to make with yourself. Freedom. I am claiming my freedom from this temptation. Six of Cups. Tell me about the temptation here. Tell me about the temptation here. You know, and that Aries card always reminds me of the Emperor. So whether it's an actual person or just something that's tempting you with that Aries, I feel like it is something that looks good, smells good, feels good, you know, that you enjoy doing. Maybe it is gaming for some of you, whatever it is, indulging or connecting with this person. Yeah, I think there's a feel-good energy there with Aries. Again, doesn't mean that they are an Aries. It's just that feeling. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Like, it's exciting. Six of Cups is clarified by the High Priestess, the Six of Cups to the Six of Cups again, and the Queen of Cups, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. So you choose. You might be watching this video saying, nope, Jen, I don't want anything to do with them. But the fact is, every time they come back around again, because you still have some love, respect, admiration, or desire, or an emotional connection to the temptation, again, whomever, whatever the temptation is, you make the choice to actively engage with it. So it's coming back around again. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be a week from now. But this is coming back around again within the next month. The temptation, the friend, the ex-lover, the addiction. And it'll be up to you to say, no, I now have a new contract with myself. I'm not re-engaging. Tower. That will trigger a tower moment for you. Tell me about the tower moment. And it's a good tower because you're creating the tower. You're saying, no, I'm not going to engage with this. I want better for myself. And it doesn't, always mean that we have to cut out. Let's say it is a friend that you keep trying to work on something, but they just want to hang out and party. It doesn't mean that you have to excommunicate the friend, but you do need to have some boundaries and say, no, I'm already working from this time to this time, or I'm working on this from this time to this time. Whatever this is, I'm going to school, I'm learning, I'm studying, I don't know, putting up content on YouTube. I'm not available between this hour and this hour. When that person calls you between this hour and this hour, your tower moment is when you choose, I'm not answering. I'm not replying. I already said I'm not available during this time or on this day or for these set of days. Like, you're going to have to hold yourself to that. It's not this person needs to respect your boundary. You need to respect your boundary enough to enforce it. That's what creates the tower. Tell me about the tower. One more shuffle. Thank you. The tower is clarified by the Ace of Wands. See? It's you deciding, nope, I'm going to work on that Ace of Wands. I said what I said. I'm working on the new partnership. That means I'm not going back to the past partnership. I'm working on healing myself. That means I'm not going back to the situation, environment, or connection that broke me or almost broke me. I've learned my lesson. I don't need to go back. I don't need to go back. Page of Cups. I want something new. Ace of Swords. And that's my truth. I want to work on the new. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. Whew. Talk about a take charge energy there, whether you're masculine or feminine. So when this temptation comes back around again, you don't have to fully excommunicate it, but and it's only advice. Your advice here is to say, nope, not available, either for this day, this time, this duration, whatever it is, because I'm working on the new. Hangman. Tell me why the Hangman is. Tell me why the Hangman is here. I think you need to trust yourself to do this with that trust card. I also think that this Ace of Wands, I'm going to clarify it for you more, it's very fortuitous, or it could be very advantageous for you to move forward with it. This is not playing around. This is playing big. But right now you've been playing around with it. You haven't been fully dedicated to it. Tell me about the Hangman energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. Hangman energy is clarified by the Tower, the Devil, and the Ace of Cups. This temptation, if you will, is preventing you from moving forward. And I think what ends up happening here, if you do this, again, you don't have to cut the person out, but you can say, I'm not available on that day or at that time. I have to learn this, work on this, do this. You know, if you've been dating someone, and let's say this is an ex, and let's say they were non-committal. We saw that in your readings a lot over the last year or so. And they've just been playing around with you. And now you're looking for serious commitment, and you're back out there, and you're engaging with people. And this person comes around again. They want you to be exclusive to them. Meanwhile, they don't want to be exclusive to you. That's your moment to say, nope, I'm going to trust myself. I know what I'm looking for in a romantic partnership. I'm not going to get sucked back into being committed to someone who's not fully committed to me. I don't want to deal with playing around anymore. And I think what you realize is when the temptation is removed, when you take a hard line on that, what ends up happening, you blow up that toxic pattern, the loop that you were engaged in. And what comes in is the new. So you end up meeting the new person, or you dedicate more time to your craft or to learning whatever this is. I mean, and it doesn't have to be as big or explosive as that. I could be speaking to someone who's a parent, and you allocate a certain amount of time or a day every week to learn something, and you have children, not because it's an emergency, because they're just so intrusive and they don't understand boundaries, that continue to want to derail you into doing something they want to do. And again, I'm not telling you to neglect your children, but if they're all fine and well and there's no emergency, there's nothing wrong with saying, mommy needs 30 minutes. Mommy, or daddy needs these 30 minutes. It would teach your child good boundaries as well. So there's a lesson here to be taught on both sides, believe it or not. Whoever this other person is, friend, family member, lover, could even be a boss. I don't think it's a boss, but whoever this other person is, it's a lesson for them to learn how to respect people's boundaries. It's also a lesson for you to learn how to create them and how to uphold them in the face of temptation. Okay, let's see what else we can clarify here. So fear pulls you back. So maybe for some of you, there is an underlying fear. You're actually afraid of the new. And some of you could be unknowingly, subconsciously giving into the distraction, the temptation, because you're afraid of the new. Like even if this is a non-committal partner, it's still the devil you know. That's a little bit different than the devil you don't know. So you might vocally be saying, I want a new love partner, but you're afraid. What if I meet 10 of the ex? I don't want to endure that again. At least with the ex, I know what I'm getting. So it's very easy for you to get lured back into them. For some of you, you may be afraid of learning the new thing, you know, this new skill or this new trade. So every time a distraction comes along, any type of distraction, you subconsciously drop this and move towards the distraction, because maybe at the core of it, you are afraid of learning this because maybe you're afraid that you can't learn it. So there's definitely something in respect to fear that keeps pulling you back towards that devil energy, if you will. Cheer up, take action, and get out of difficulty. This has been creating difficulty for you. Time for you to cheer up and say, I'm going to work on the new. I'm going to trust myself to work on the new. Things are in excess. Yeah, this, whatever this is, this temptation, this person, this habit, is in excess. It is pulling you away from something that you're supposed to be working on. Something that will take you far with the plane. This will take you far, Leo. I don't know what it is. It's something creative. I'm going to try to get more clarity for you. So this needs to be cut out. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be the person. I'm going to put this by the tower. But just the pattern that you continue to find yourself. That's something you need to stop. Butterfly, huge transformation for you if you do that. This is the key to you finally getting this. Like, you breaking this cycle is what gets you to this. This is the temptation with the wine glass. If this is a person with that RX, you could feel like addicted to them. Like you're addicted to the sex, or you're addicted to the attention. There's something like that could be at play for some of you. Obviously, only take it if it resonates. But when I look at the rocking horse, this is what I'm talking about. This is something new. It's fresh. Remember when you were a child? I don't know about you, but my mom would go food shopping, and outside of the food store, there were these rocking horses, and you would put a nickel in them and climb on top of these plastic rocking horses, and they would go up and down or side to side, depending on which store you were at. But so there's something here that I think from your childhood, I hate to always bring that up, but you know, a lot of the way we show up in connection has a lot to do what we learned as a child. And I think that this is going back to the fear of trying something new. And I don't know, maybe when you were a kid, and maybe you've never connected these dots. Maybe there was something as a kid that you really wanted to do, and maybe you ended up doing it, and it just didn't work out. Like maybe you tried out for the cheerleading team, and you were so gung-ho. It was fresh and new and exciting, but maybe you weren't selected, or maybe they selected you, but they didn't choose you all the time. You know, I feel like there's something like that. And for some of you, don't take it if it's not yours. This might subconsciously be working behind the scenes about why you're not working on the Ace of Wands, why you allow yourself to be distracted. Because once upon a time when you were a kid, you went all in on blank, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. So the fear of experiencing that failure again might be what pulls you back into this temptation. That might be some, you know, there might be some dots there that you want to connect. This could go back to, you know, again, you were a child or an adolescent. Maybe you wanted to be part of the school play, and you studied your heart out, and you remember those lines like the back of your hand, and then you auditioned and you didn't get the part. And it was really big. It was your Ace of Wands moment when you were 12 years old, you know, and you didn't get to be Tinkerbell or whatever the role was. And so now you are presented with something new, but inside, internally, you could be afraid of failing or not being accepted. So you allow yourself to be easily sidelined here or sidetracked here by this temptation. So that might be something some of you want to look into. This is something really good for you. It's kind of like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here. So I definitely want to clarify this more for you. Okay, let me clarify that more before I get into some of the other charms here. Can you clarify this, please, the Ace of Wands? Clarify the Ace of Wands here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Pentacles, something you should be working on. The Star, wish fulfillment. King of Wands, bottom of that Page of Wands. I'm going to read this two different ways. For some of you, that Ace of Wands is a future partner, whether it's a King or Queen of Wands. I don't read body parts. But this would be someone that you collaborate with, you work well with, you can build a life with, you can build a future with. This person would check off all the boxes. The Star card, they're your wish fulfillment. And you have an ex here who probably has continually friend zones you, or is just, you know, a fruck. I'm not going to clarify that because I think we can all figure out what that is. But they're distracting you from moving forward and actually finding the person that you're meant to be with. And again, maybe there's that fear of rejection. that's playing into it. But this person comes in when you finally say no to this. For others of you, this is an opportunity for you to learn something new that will now or in the future launch you to becoming an entrepreneur. And if you're a business owner, this is something you're supposed to be dedicating yourself to, because it will enable you to create financial wealth for yourself. Three of Pentacles to the Star would be something that you really enjoy working on, and you make a sizable income from it. So take that how it resonates. This is either an opportunity for you to create wealth for yourself, or at least a steady financial flow, or your future partner. But this Six of Cups to the Devil is what's preventing you. So again, this could be a friend that's always gaming, 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 but you're supposed to be learning this so you could become a well-established business owner. Okay, what else do we need to clarify here? Relaxation, harmony, and hope. I want to clarify the hope. I'm not going to clarify the letters. Those are for you to, again, could be something that resonates with you now, or perhaps in the future. But first, let's clarify hope, please. Clarify hope. One more shuffle. Thank you. Hope is clarified by Queen of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Well, you need to take action. If this Ace of Wands is either a person, like someone who is single and wants long-term committed partnership, or if that's a business idea to help you become an entrepreneur and more financially independent, you can't just hope it's going to happen. You have to learn to say no to whomever this is, so you can then apply yourself to this. Finding this person, dating this person, learning this skill, launching this business. Hope is not going to make this dream a reality for you. It's just going to leave it in the cloud space. It'll just be ethereal. It'll just be something that you dream or wish for. But if you don't actually have the application to pour time into it, that's all it literally will just become a regret at the end of your life, because you never actually pursued it. So this person is a distraction. I want to know a little bit more about this person, but they seem here to be a distraction for you. And maybe again with that Aries energy, again, they don't have to be an Aries, but we do have like the, if it is a person and it's someone that you've been like physically involved with, or someone you'd like to be physically involved with, I think with that comb to the mirror, this is someone who takes very good care of themselves. Like they're very physically appealing to you. The devil usually is. That's what lures us back in. So there could be, again, some type of physical presence this person has that you find to be very attractive or very appealing. And that's why, again, devil I know is better than the devil that I don't know. But I think you've got blinders on with the sunglasses. You might not be correlating a couple of things here. This person is a block to your financial abundance, or this person is a block to you finding your forever person, because King to the Queen of Wands would be an ideal match. I always see them as the ideal match. I know King, Queen of Pentacles, married for life. I tend to see them as the boring couple, no offense, and has nothing to do with air signs. But I always see King and Queen of Wands as this is the dynamic couple. They really build together. They're entrepreneurs. They think outside the box. They travel together. They're lustful. They're passionate. They have all the ingredients, I feel. And I'm an air sign, so I'm not being partial here. But my person is a fire sign, lots of fire in his chart, even though he's an air sign. But these are people who like travel and adventure, and they think outside the box, and there's not a boring day with them. And you know that because you're a fire sign. So this is someone who is your equal match. And again, they're single. And there's someone who wants to settle down. And if you're not with this person now, it's because this person keeps getting in the way of it. But you allow them to. So this is either with that heart, the type of money you want, the type of job you want, the career you want, that you're really going to love, that right now you're just hoping for, or it's the type of partner that you're really going to love, will love you back. And again, it's a very dynamic pair here. Okay. Snowflake, this person is unique as you are. This person gives you lip service with the lips. This person with the circle, you just go round and round and round. It's a loop. You'll need to create the tower moment and trust yourself enough to stop the loop. Otherwise, this Ace of Cups is going to become the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups, which is the missed opportunity. And that might be in the Two of Swords, what you're not seeing. This person is a block to this, whoever this is, the friend or someone who friend zones you. They could be a Cancerian with that crab. I want to know more about this person. Or I do associate the crab with summertime. So maybe you met this person in the summer. Tell me more about this person, this distraction. Tell me more about the distraction. One more shuffle. Thank you. They could also live by the shore. We have the crab, or by the water. We have the seahorse. Tell me more about this person. The Fool, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. This person promises you the world. And boy, do they fall short on it. When they need to move, They just sit. 7 of Pentacles to the 4 of Swords. So they promise you commitment, but there's no commitment. They friend zone you. It's a friend that says that they support you with this endeavor, but they don't actually support you with that endeavor, because every time you start moving in that direction, they pull you back in. There's nothing fair. I don't think this person knows they're doing this. Like, I don't think the ex knows, oh, but by continually contacting Leo, I'm stopping them from finding the love of their life. Like, I don't think it's malicious that way. Now, with that devil, they could have their own toxicities that keep drawing you back in. Maybe they're a narcissist. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, and I don't know this person. You know, maybe it's someone who has an unhealthy attachment style to you, or they look at you like you're territorial. But again, I don't feel it's malicious in the sense of, I don't want Leo to have any love in their life, and I want them to die all alone. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that. I don't think this is the friend that says, I really don't want you to be successful, and I want you to eat cat food in your retirement years. Like, I don't want you to be a successful entrepreneur. I don't think there's malice here. I just think this person talks a good game, that they support you, but when it comes time to actually supporting you and allowing you to do what you have to do, they don't actually do that. And this is someone, if it's a romantic partner, every time they think that you're taking a leap, you've ended things with them and you're moving towards your 10 of Cups, they come in again. They make you second guess yourself. And again, I don't think it's because they don't want you to be happy. There's just something, there's a pattern or a toxicity here within this person. And most of us, when we have these patterns, we're oblivious to them. We could point them out in other people. We don't see them in ourselves. So again, I don't think it's absolutely malicious. Clarify the pattern here for this person or the toxicity, just so we have some basic understanding. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the Chariot. Bottom of that, King of Pentacles. Well, if this is a love partner, they are a commitment phobe. They like keeping their options open. And they might have their own issues. Maybe they're a divorcee or a divorcee. You know, I don't know what this person's issues are, but they like the fun. They like the early stages of committed partnership. But when we actually have to like move forward and actually step up and become a King of Pentacles and get to the 10 of Pentacles, things start moving fast and the moon appears, all their doubts, fears, anxieties, and they're like, I can't do this. So again, I don't think it's malicious that they don't want you to have that. And at some place within them, they want to have that with you too. They're just not capable. And it's keeping you stuck in a loop because the person you're supposed to be with is out there waiting for you, like energetically waiting for you, probably going through one disastrous relationship after another, waiting for you to kind of end this loop so you can be energetically available for them. If it's a friend, this person, again, talks a good game. They like hanging out with you in the 3 of Cups, like having wine, hanging out, beers, playing your games, whatever it is that you do. But when you say, okay, I got to move forward and start working on this because I want to make myself money, they can have an abandonment wound here that is triggered. Like, oh my God, Leo's not going to hang out with me. They always hang out with me. Now suddenly they're working on tarot or they're learning astrology or they're writing a book. Like, but so this is bringing up a shadow aspect of themselves. That's not for you to fix. That's not for you to fix or to try to figure out or try to become some type of psychologist for. All you can do is work on this Ace of Wands and see very clearly that this person, maybe for a small percentage knowingly, but I think it's more unknowingly, has a toxic pattern to them, something to do with commitment or some type of abandonment fear, which keeps drawing them back into your life or allows them to continue to come back into, or like to stay in your life as a distraction. Because if you work on this, there's an abandonment wound that's triggered for them. That's not your problem to resolve. Anything else we need to know about the King to the Queen of Wands for my Leos where this is a romantic partner in waiting? Because this would be harmony, right? Your match would say, oh, Leo, you're going to school or you want to learn this new thing or you want to expand your business? Sure thing, babe, right? Relaxation, harmony. This is an easy breezy connection that would support you, support your growth. This isn't someone who would get upset because you're spending less time on them and more time on learning something new. That's the difference. Anything else for my Leos where this is a romantic partner in the future? Anything else they need to know about this person? One more shuffle. Thank you. If that's a romantic partner, Judgment, 4 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 9 of Wands. You're going to have to be honest with yourself and say, this person is permanently on hold as long as I engage with this. 2 of Pentacles is time management. 4 of Pentacles is being stuck and stubborn. And you got to be honest with yourself. I'm not going to meet this person as much as I manifest them or I say that I want a new person. If I keep giving energy or time or any pentacle resource, love, sex, lust to this ex, this person is not going to energetically come in. 9 of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the Hermit. Eight of Wands. It's like what you want comes in after you say no to this. And it's not just say no once. It's totally breaking that cycle and trusting yourself that you're doing the right thing. Okay. To my Leos, where this is something work-related, something that you can learn, that either now or in the future will create financial abundance for you. Stop playing around. Stop getting distracted. It's time to take action now. New moon in Aries. We have a new moon in Aries coming up on April 17th. So between now and then, you can make a contract with yourself that you're going to work towards this, whomever or whatever it is. But for those of you where it's money related or career related, let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. Just had the Empress. Talk about making money or being your own business owner. The Empress, the Sun, 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Get the fuck out of here. 7 of Swords. You're the only one sabotaging this for yourself because you keep going back to something that feels good or someone who feels good, or you're just not creating enough time, allocating enough time. But this is entrepreneurialism. This is business ownership. This is leadership. This is staying in a current industry, working for someone else, but being the top dog, top tier. The position you want, the money you want. Probably working from home for some of you. And you know what's interesting about the Sun card in your deck? Look what this person is writing. That rocking horse. Some of you really want this, but there's a part of you that's afraid that you can't have this, that you won't be successful or you won't learn it. You allow yourself to be distracted unknowingly because of some childhood fear. Just keep that in mind. If that resonates for some of you, that might be something you want to work on. Let's get you some advice. So, for my Leos, let's get some advice on the current person, the distraction, we'll call them, the temptation. 3 cards of advice when it comes to the temptation here. So Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was a very different way for me to do a full moon reading. We have another full moon coming up on May 1st in Scorpio. So if you kind of like this format and these messages resonated for you, then just drop me some comments below and I'll do this all over again for you in a couple of weeks. And I'll use different cards and different tokens and different charms, and we'll see what message is, guided for you next. Okay. One more shuffle. Thank you. For the temptation. 2 of Swords, block them. Tower, no. 8 of Wands to the Page of Swords, and you communicate it. High Priestess, you communicate. That's your spiritual lesson here. No, I don't have time. No, I'm not dating you again. No, I said Friday between 7 and 8, I'm working on this. And then mute the phone. It's not an emergency. It's not a crisis. They need your attention. No, you say no to alcohol or, something that you are addicted to with that RX, and you get tempted, you tell yourself, no. Look yourself in the mirror, no. I made a contract with myself. I want better for myself. No. You only need to say it a couple of times. That's it. And it's gone. It's literally gone. And you get to work on the new sobriety, the new business, meeting the new romantic partner. You only have to say it a couple times. The toxicity, whether it's within you or this other person, moves in another direction. Wow. King of Cups and a World card. You have to love yourself enough to say, I've learned this lesson, right? I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. And I don't want to experience it again. I deserve better. Strength card. There you are, in your highest power. Whew. You want to see how they're going to respond. If it's a person, let's see how they're going to respond. How would they respond? And what's Leo's advice for their response? Because again, they're going to come back around a few times to tempt your boundary or to test your boundary. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment. They're going to try testing judgment to the world, your boundary. 2 cards again. King of Cups and High Priestess. And you're going to have to love yourself again to say no. Page of Wands. They're going to keep poking. They're going to keep poking, keep trying to test your boundary as you move towards your 10 of Cups, whomever, whatever that is. So just be mindful of that. And your advice here, just stay emotionally balanced, emotionally present. You are aligned with your higher self. You've learned the lesson. You've made the judgment call. Look at that. When they inquire, 8 of Cups, you walk away. You emotionally detach. Don't feed it anymore, even energy when it comes to thoughts. Direct your attention towards the new. And again, it doesn't have to be a friend that you end up disconnecting with them forever. You just say, no, this is where I have to focus on this skill or this trade or my business or whatever this is. This could be a friend where you want to go out and date and meet new people, but your friend is lonely and they don't really want a relationship and they just want to hang out with you every Friday or Saturday night. You have to be able to say, no, I can hang out with you every other Friday or one Saturday a month, whatever it is. But the rest of the time, I'm going to go out there and date and try to meet new people. And I'm sorry if that's not where you're at in your life, but I'm looking for a counterpart. So take the messages how they resonate to you. You know, if it's your kids, I'm not telling you to kick them out on the streets, but there needs to be a hard line no. Okay. Advice here for those of you where this is a romantic love interest. Okay. 5 of Cups and the Emperor. When you walk away from that person, it's not going to feel that great. But that other 2 of Cups, I told you, it's your counterpart. I told you. Look what's at the bottom of the deck, the Devil. Literally, that's why I love tarot so much. That is your counterpart. 3 of Cups. That is your counterpart. That is someone you can celebrate with, rejoice with. That is someone who will support your creativity. It's probably someone who lives in your community. And this is what happens when you make the choice Lover's card to cut out this other person. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Devil. Now, for those of you where this is money related, very nice. So for a lot of you, you're meeting, if you were to do this now, you're meeting this person between now and Cancer season. Only a couple of months away. It's a second decan in Cancer. So within the next 3 months, because the 3 of Cups for me is the third, you know, in terms of timing is 3 months. So within the next 3 months, which I think that puts us to Cancer season. Yeah, pretty much. Now, for those of you where this is career and finance, it's something you want to learn or dedicate yourself to, but you have someone knowingly or unknowingly continually distracting you. 3 cards of advice for Leo. One more shuffle. Thank you. I think your reading is the longest. I'm so sorry. Knight of Wands. Take the, I was going to say energetic, I guess. Energetic, passionate action towards this Ace of Wands. Queen of Pentacles to the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. Yep, this person may not like it. They don't like that you're no longer allocating all this time for them because you're now pouring it into this. But this is where you need to go. You need to be, Hierophant is Taurus energy. You need to be dedicated. Think about a Taurus. When a Taurus wants something, they're a fixed sign, but they're not fixed like you. They're fixed. That's it. Their feet are rooted in cement. I am focused on this. I want success with this. Now, it could get a little excessive, okay? And don't allow yourself to get that way. But I'm wholeheartedly invested in succeeding. Queen of Pentacles, you're looking for financial security. So provided you take action towards that, which will create that financial security for you, it's yours. But Taurus energy in the Hierophant, you need to be dedicated to it. And you can't allow this person boo-hoo-hooing. The 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the Chariot, I'm telling you, they're going to go away. I hate to say that, but this person in that respect is someone, again, I don't think they intentionally, we didn't see the 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. I don't think it's jealousy. I don't think it's a behavioral pattern that comes from them not wanting you to succeed. There's something within this person, and they have to face that. They have to deal with that. There's something here, the moment you say no, they feel rejected. It just triggers an abandonment wound for this person. It's something that's part of their journey. This is part of yours, so focus on it. That is what I have for you, Leo. That is your full moon in Libra message. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out your other placements. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.